Wow. Number one, I just want to thank God for being with our guys, because our guys showed a lot of resilience, and there's a lot of faith in that dugout. And I told them before the game today, I said, hey, until we make the last out, we got life. And of course, that ninth inning didn't go the way we wanted to, and man, our guys just kept battling. But it started on the mound with Trey Yesavage. I mean, after missing a week, the guy's got a collapsed lung, and the guy goes out there 7 1/3, gives up 1 run, punches out 6, and I mean, Wake Forest is extremely talented offensively, can run the ball the yard, and I just so proud of our offense. I know it didn't look like we were doing a good job against Chase Burns at times, but I've never watched a guy that good on video before, and I knew it was going to be a battle, but we were just trying to get his pitch count up to 100 in the 6th inning, which we were able to do that in the 5th, which was awesome. And Dixon got a big swing off, and Dixon just had really tough at-bats all day, and so proud of him.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for the student athletes?
Dixon, I mean, that top of the ninth, big blow, obviously. How do you guys respond to that and show that resiliency and not waver after that?
Yeah, I think it just is a testament to the composure of this team. We didn't have bad energy or get negative when they took the lead, and we were just like, hey, we're going to pick up our pitchers here. They picked us up all year, and I think we were just really tough that inning. We weren't giving away bats and just passing the torch to the next guy.
Dixon, when you maybe better prepared just that second time through the order, seeing Chase and be able to get that swing off?
Maybe a little bit. They had given us coaches had given us a good report, so the first at bat, obviously wasn't seeing it as well, adjusted a little bit, and was able to make the right adjustment, thankfully.
Trey, just how are you feeling out there today? Obviously kind of unprecedented given what you went through last week, just kind of your emotions and how you were feeling.
I mean, the adrenaline was pumping. Going out there in front of that fan base, it's going to be, so you're going to feel the best you've ever felt before. But I just went out there and tried to have as quick of innings as I could, fill up the strike zone, get quick outs. But I felt great out there.
Trey, I think in the 3rd inning you threw one more pitch than you did the first 2 innings combined. How were you able to calm back down after that? I know it's something normal, but come back from an injury, and in the 4th you looked right back to where you were before. Was that harder coming off the injury?
Not really. I just went back in the dugout, collected myself, and knew I had to go back out there and do my job.
Trey, how big was that 5th inning? I know you guys took the lead in the 4th, and then you go up there and just kind of stop it in the 5th. I mean, how big was that for you?
I mean, it's huge. It's huge to get a big shutdown inning, especially when we put up 4 runs. But all around, it was just really good.
Dixon, this probably isn't your first Greenville regional, with you being a local guy.
Yeah.
But your first one as a player, did it live up to the hype?
Every bit of it. Me and Coach Godwin were just talking about it. I texted my parents yesterday, and I was like, I just hope that moment was as cool for y'all as it was for me, because y'all helped me get here. And just looking around at all the fans and knowing I was sitting there one day, it was unreal.
Was it a slider you hit out from Burns?
Yeah, slider.
And then, just rounding the bases in that moment, like obviously kind of, what's that feeling like emotionally?
I can't even put it into words. Just, I don't even remember it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I remember touching home plate, that's about it. And getting back to the dugout, that's all I was worried about. Firing our guys up.
And then the 9th, I mean, Massey obviously got great stuff as well. Just, it seemed like y'all were just simple approach, trying to, get the ball in play and make things happen. Just take us through that about through the tie of the game.
Yeah, so again, we had just another really good approach today, and off that guy, and it was a quick turnaround, obviously, and it was pretty similar to Burns, the approach. Just get everything up, get the slider out, and the heater was left up a little bit and over the plate, and I was able to put a decent swing on it, get it through the infield.
Dixon, I know baseball is a lot of individual moments kind of packed together, but how did you guys work as a lineup together? Maybe through conversations or just watching each other to build those good at-bats?
Yeah, keeping the chain connected, but just every guy was doing their part, and if one guy slipped up, the next guy picks him up, and I think we had that mentality all day today, and it showed because that was a really good arms out there, and a good arm that started.
Dixon, when you saw what Trey was doing on the mound and the crowd was into it and everything, did it feel like, hey, this is what Pirate baseball is? This is us, the crowd, you guys, that kind of thing?
That's it. Yeah, they were behind him the whole time. They were behind us, even when we weren't scoring. They were getting loud. So when we finally scored, it was awesome to have them support us.
Trey, there was a lot of talk about just this pitching matchup, but obviously you don't pitch against their pitcher. You got to go through the lineup. So how do you? I mean, do you even think about who's on the other mound, or I mean, how do you handle that?
The only thing I thought about going into today's game is our back was against the wall. There's nowhere else to go besides forward. So to go out there and give the team the best start that I could. And I couldn't do it without my defense behind me and the offense picking me up as well.
Any other questions for student athletes?
Trey, what was kind of your emotions like after you get taken out, obviously, and they showed you in the dugout still cheering on, Charlie Hodges in the ninth, and then you get that out, you come back. Just what were your emotions watching it?
I mean, coming out of the game, when Coach Godwin came out, it was a little emotional for me because it could be my last start here in Clark LeClaire. And I did get a little teary-eyed and just walking off the field with the 6,000 plus fans cheering me on. But it was a little bit of a roller coaster, but I never had a doubt in my teammates. I knew we were going to come back, at least tie it. But thankfully, we walked them off there in the ninth.
All right. Thank you, Dixon and Trey. You guys are good to go.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Big horse.
We'll take questions from Coach.
Just one thing I want to say, because this guy right here, it wouldn't be where we were if it weren't for Trey Yesavage, but talk about one of the best pitchers in the country, and I got to take him out, and he's emotional. This place is special, and we don't win without the fans. I mean, I'm looking out there when the game starts, and somebody in right field sign that said, "We believe," man. Get a text from David Kellum. He's the voice of the Ole Miss Rebels, and he's like, "Man, that's a special environment." When the game's over, and I'm so thankful that I get to coach at my alma mater, and this place is packed. Man, we need you guys again tomorrow because our guys feed off of it, and I appreciate it.
Coach, just the resiliency to respond in the ninth, man. What can you say about the bottom of the ninth?
Well, I challenged our position players this morning because I felt like yesterday when it wasn't going like we thought it would go, I saw frustration, and that's human nature. Fans, everybody, frustrated that we can't get anything going offensively, but nobody said that this was going to be easy. Nobody said that life's going to be easy. That's why baseball is, in my opinion, teaches you more about the game of life than anything else. You can do everything right sometimes and not get the result that you're looking for. And I told the guys that everybody that was going to be in the stadium today, including probably their parents, to be scared. They're scared of maybe, hey, us losing. But man, when you're the man in the arena, Tom Brady talks about it all the time, man, hey, you put yourself at risk to lose the game. That's part of it, and you just got to go for it. And I said, don't back down, man. Don't back down. If you swing and miss, don't have bad body language because you're going to swing and miss at times, and just go grind on him. And I just was so proud of our guys. And then in the ninth, I said, hey, man, it's not over until they make the last out. And I'm just so proud our guys stuck to an approach, and the fans got into it. And it's a special place, so it was awesome.
In the top of the ninth, I mean, you're going through bullpen arms. I mean, I guess kind of what's going through your mind, trying to play some matchups, but also just hoping you kind of land on the right guy at the right time?
Well, I mean, look, if we're going to be totally honest, Shane is not 100%. I mean, he's out there, and we're trying to still up at bat, in the ninth with him. And when he hit the guy, we know Colby Wallace is a strike thrower. He's a competitor. And then we had to mix and match, of course. But they got some balls that got through the infield, which they earned it for sure. And I thought really one of the biggest guys that come in was Eric Ritchie, just to get Kurtz right there. And, we're inches away from having a double play. The game is tied. And then, Nowak lays out there on Seaver King. I mean, if he misses that ball, I mean, we're down 5 runs because we're already down 2. So, and it's going to clear the bases. So, a big moment for him, and then of course he has the walk-off hit, so super proud of him.
Did you know going into today how much you could get from Trey? I mean, just kind of the uncertainty of the situation, everything. How did you feel coming into it?
I just told him out there, I walked down there and I said, how do you feel? He says, good enough. And I said, well, you've earned this moment, so go out there. And of course he goes 3-0 to the lefty, and I'm like, damn it, Trey, you're making me a liar. And then just in Trey Yesavage-like fashion, he comes back and makes it 3-2. I think the guy fouled off a couple pitches and then gets him out. And I just let it AK. I said, hey, man, we got to get him out of there. And brought Danny in, and, Danny hits a guy, and then the guy rolls the ball through the 4 hole. So We had to go to Groller to face Kurtz because his splits are very skewed versus righties. Doesn't matter how good you are righties. So we went to lefty, and Groller did his job, and then we just couldn't, get a guy out. So, but all good. And a lot of guys threw, but not a lot of guys threw a lot. So that's a good thing.
When Ryan McChrystal gets that double in the fifth, I mean, he's down 0-2 just to tie the score there. I mean, I guess just, well, maybe what did that do for the team, just seeing him come through in an 0-2 count against a tough pitcher, and then you guys kind of opening up after that?
Yeah, I mean, I had just, taught AK and stuff, and I was just like, we just got to keep it close, man, with Burns. If we can keep it close, then not that their bullpen's bad by any means, but like I said, I've never watched a guy like Chase Burns on video. The fact that we only struck out 7 times against Chase Burns was a hell of a feat, to be honest with you. So, and lefties do see him a little bit better than righties. Not a lot better, but a little bit better.
Pitching situation going forward is kind of a all hands on deck situation every game, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy this for a couple hours, Igo, and then we'll figure out who's gonna. It'll depend on who we're playing, and we'll go from there. But as I told our guys, ECU starter last night, I think he had a 4 ERA. Watching that guy on TV did not look like he had a 4 ERA. So anytime anybody can come out here and have a outer body experience, so to speak, especially when you're pitching in front of your home stadium.
Any other questions for Coach?
Coach, it seemed like when you guys were up 4-1, you never took your foot off the gas. You were still aggressive on the base pass. I know you didn't score any more runs. How important is that for your team to come in there still with that mentality in a game like this against a program like that? Because they're still a top 20 team in the country.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're very dangerous offensively. Tip my cap to the guy from DCU last night, and of course Trey. I mean, for whatever, I guess that would have been like 16 innings. They had scored 1 run, I guess, and you knew they were going to come at some point in time. We were able to keep them in the yard, which that's a good thing, especially with all the home runs they did. So I thought our pitching did a good job.